March is Autoimmune Disease Awareness Month. And according to the American Autoimmune Related Diseases Association, over 50 million Americans have that type of disease. WVUA 23's Chelsea Barton sat down with one local woman who's speaking out about some of the social challenges that those diagnosed can face.
Philip, Julia Apodaca Lane has psoriatic arthritis, which causes her to have psoriasis, a condition in which skin cells build to form itchy, dry patches. It's very common and not contagious, but her condition did result in her not getting a haircut from one local hairdresser, who Julia says saw her condition, but not the person beneath it.
And she looks at me and she goes, "Are you contagious?" And I've never been treated this way. I mean, about anything. Oh, I've got some psoriasis on my forehead. You can see it's on my scalp. I have psoriatic arthritis, so it's just some psoriasis.
Julia Apodaca Lane says it was just her psoriasis that caused her to be refused service at one of Tuscaloosa's Smart Style locations. Lataya Aaron serves on the Alabama Board of Cosmetology. She tells us every stylist does have the right to refuse service if they feel their health could be at risk.
We do reserve the right to refuse it, Talk to her and tell her to bring some kind of documentation. I can't take your word for it because we work for the public. We're not doctors. I'll put it like that.
As a licensed professional, Aaron says cosmetologists should handle each client's situation with compassion.
A kind word goes a long way. It should have been, personal and private. That's the way I feel, because you want to treat people like you would want to be treated.
However, the stylist's right to reserve service does not spare Julia's feelings.
I got to the car and I just sat there and I just sobbed. Just cried and cried and cried. I mean, like ugly, heaving sobbing. I'm paranoid about it too, like people looking at me and not knowing what it is. And she made me feel self-conscious. She made me feel like I had done something wrong, that there was something wrong with me. And while I know that these things aren't true, it doesn't mean that you're not going to think them.
Julia has received an outpour of love from a psoriatic arthritis Facebook support group who has helped her spread this message.
In the moment, you don't know what the other people are going through. She didn't know if it was a good pain day or a bad pain day for me. She didn't know that I just had surgery and that this was my first time getting out of the house. She didn't know any of that. I'm 31 and I'm using a cane and I've used a walker before. You don't know that about the person. So be kind. Whether they have something wrong with them or not, you should be able to give them the best service that you can.
Julia tells us she's spoken with Smart Style District Manager Jason Emerson, who told her that there have been corrective measures taken with the particular stylist, and he is using this as an opportunity for continuing education for his salons across Alabama. We put in a call to Emerson, but it was not returned. For WVUA 23 News, I'm Chelsea Barton.